7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother.
What's up, everyone? This is Bill. Today I got a video for you guys. Obviously, this setup is what is going on my bike, and in this video I'm going to show you how to do this. If you are someone out there that has the POD300 and the PV3 and you would like to mount them like this, it is an option. So we'll go out in the garage and we'll take a look at the bike and take a look at how the setup's going to be. So I'm out here at Gromzilla, and this is the current setup with just the POD300, and this is the OPM ID temperature gauge here, and then obviously you got the air to fuel ratio gauge up there on the dash up above. So the goal here when I'm installing the PV3 is to get it in here. So I'll show you what that looks like. We unplug this guy. Okay, so we'll have one here, and then the PV3 next to it. Okay, so by the time we're done, you're gonna have these guys up here like this. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna build a plate that goes right here and is the exact shape of these two guys, and then we'll use the Velcro to stick these two guys to the plate. So at any time we can take them off. We could run just the PV3 here without the plate. Just the POD300 right there without the plate, or we can run the PV3 without the plate right there. Okay, so they'll both use the same mounting shape, or the same, distance here with the Velcro. So either one of those could be mounted like this, or you put the plate on and they'll mount side by side. Okay, so I guess I'll get to work. Okay, so for my bike, for mounting the PV3 and the POD300 side by side, this is how I've went about it. So I went and got a clipboard. This is a really tough, hard plastic. Has a little bit of flex to it, but it's not flimsy. Okay, so I took the clipboard. We've set the PV3 the PV3 and the POD300 on there, cut straight across, made a template out of some stock board, and we used the angle grinder, cut the main piece off, took to it with a file and some sandpaper, got it nice and smooth. I'll let you see what that looks like. Okay, so like I was saying, the Velcro strips on the bottom of the PV3 and the POD300 both match up with this right here. So we can mount just one, and then this is our template. Okay, so front of bike, PV3 on this side, POD300 on this side. This template is going to be what we are cutting that plastic from the clipboard. We're cutting this template out of that plastic, and this is a outline of the back side of the POD300, and it's just a little smaller, so you won't see this plastic. And then same with the PV3, it's a little bit smaller, so it'll hide behind the PV3. So now this will have Velcro accordingly from here to here on these two. This will stick down, and then in the same places on the POD300 and on the PV3 as this space here. So you will be able to mount this piece of plastic, and then the POD300 to it, and the PV3 to it, and have both systems running on the bike. Now obviously I have the POD300. That is because I am running wideband 2 with auto tune and Power Commander 5 on this bike. If you simply have the PV3, get rid of this, there's your Velcro, PV3 gets mounted there. Okay, So I'll show you what this looks like. I got it all cut out of the plastic. And then I'm going to Velcro it up here. Okay, so you can see it has a nice little gap right there. It's not touching anything. Okay, let's just see what that looks like. Okay, so here's the PV3 and the POD300. I set it on this white stock so you can see the background a little better. As you can see, the only places that you see it are right in between here. Okay, so those are actually sitting on that little piece of plastic we made. Okay. There you go. So all we did was trace this to that, start filing and shaping. The Velcro should stick really nicely to this plastic. Okay, so as you can see here, get the product finished here. So we're able to mount the POD300 and the PV3 up on here. And you can unplug either one. Okay. So here's our plastic that we got from the clipboard. Okay, so like I said, you got the Velcro mats here, or Velcro pads here and here. These are all identical spaced. So you could run just the POD300, or you could run just the PV3, or you could put this on here, and now you can run both. Okay, and it gave it a really clean look. It's very easy to set up. Once you get this guy centered up on here, you got a Velcro all snap down on the PV3. Again, this isn't going to be for everyone, but for everything we're running on the bike, we can make all the adjustments on the fly. This is kind of the dream setup, really. I mean, literally, I can tune the bike on the fly now to get it to do whatever I want it to do. And that is, tuning is key, especially running the big bore kit and everything else at such high RPMs. So there you go. Came out really nice looking. Okay, so there you go. That is how you get the POD300 and the PV3 up by the handlebars. This isn't going to fit on everybody's setup, but with these bars, this fits perfect. I got my OPMID temperature gauge right here. I got my DynoJet black face air to fuel ratio gauge up there. And we can set up 4 gauges here, 4 gauges here. Okay, so we can literally see everything going on with the bike. Okay, so anyways, I'll let you take a look around it up close. If you guys got any questions, feel free to leave a comment. Thanks for watching. Big shout out to DynoJet. You guys are amazing. Have a good day. Peace.